Okay, good day to you guys. This is again Rewell from Reviews, bringing to you an unboxing and review of Hot Toys Shang-Chi. Okay, this figure has been with me for a while, and no, we don't look alike. So, this figure has been with me for a while. It's just that I have gotten the free time to unbox it. And first and foremost, I really appreciate the color scheme of the cover. It is very, martial arts, Chinese, China. Sounds weird saying that, man. But I like that the dragon skin inspired costume of, Shang-Chi. It took me a while to warm up to this figure because Shang-Chi for me has always been Bruce Lee, man. He should look like that, but this is the new age, this is the new era, this is Shang-Chi now. So let us open him up. Typical Hot Toys fare, same size as most Hot Toys figure. Let us see what's inside. And taking him out, let us see Simu Liu playing Shang-Chi for the first time. Impressions. Well, you know what? We can't get a good look of him, so let us take away everything first. Then we can get a good look at him. Okay, now that everything is off, we can finally have our first impression. So, first impression for me is, well, the figure is light in terms of weight. He has ratcheted knees, and yeah, I like it that his arms look seamless because of the costume of the half sleeve. And to be frank, I'm not really that impressed with the head sculpt. I don't know, man. It's either I'm not, I haven't warmed up to Simu Liu playing Shang-Chi, or it's just there's something about the head sculpt that's sort of making me feel off. So I forgot to remove this. So let's do that. So looking at him in this angle, he actually looks better. Shang-Chi has different angles to the way he looks, that he can, in certain angles he looks better. There are angles where he looks better. So that is sort of something new for me, man, because most Hot Toys I either like them or I don't. So experimenting with a new light setup. Let's see if you would like this lighting more. If it translates a lot better in video. Okay. So now that we have our first impressions, he comes with a crap ton of stuff, man. This is really impressive. This is just the first tray, man. There are 2 trays all in all. So that's the second tray. This is the first tray, and you know what? He comes with more stuff than DX figures, man. DX figures lately. So that is impressive as hell. Let us lay all of them down here, the first tray at least, and let's check them out. And they are all here. Man, check it out, man. If this isn't like the definitive Shang-Chi, I'm not sure how they're gonna top this one off. I mean, the only downside with this figure is that I didn't like the movie. Also at the same time, I'm not used to... I really am used to Shang-Chi as Bruce Lee, man, and he's sort of like a martial arts guy. I mean, if he doesn't act like Bruce Lee in Kung Fu, he should act like Jet Li in Once Upon a Time in China. I mean, or Fearless. I mean, that's how I always felt the character to be. But check out martial arts hands, like 5 pairs of hands all in all, including these closed fists here. Captain Marvel-like blast effects. The necklace, the jade necklace that we're gonna put on right now, because it's gonna get lost. This is what Shang-Chi's mom gave him. So there's that. The rings, man, individual rings. There are these rings in the blast effect, and they're also separate individual rings, man, and they are all detailed and stuff. it's high detail, man. Really high detail. See, with the inscriptions of the rune words and stuff like that, man. So that is really cool. And look, 4 arms with the rings in them. Oh, sorry about that. So it really has everything, man. Everything that you think, it's there. There. By the way, that's what it looks like with the necklace. It's all good, right? Very impressive outing. Very impressive first tray. Now let's check out the second tray. Second tray is up. Sorry, I forgot this. The stand belongs in the first tray. And as for the stand, what I can say about the stand is that it's pretty typical, man. I mean, it's okay. It's not impressive. It's not my favorite design. There's a bit of a translucent red going on though, so that is kind of cool. Yeah, see, it's translucent red, but this one is matte. So I mean, I'm not too big on the logo and the artwork of Shang-Chi, man. It's just not my thing. Second tray, fire effects, very similar to King of Fighters Kyokusanagi, except done a lot better. Look at the detail of that. Translucent fire effects, ring blast effects that are so impressive, a couple of staff, one that's translucent like it's glowing, the other one that's more solid color. So I don't know why they're not calling this a DX, man. The only reason this is not a DX is because the film is not popular and the character Shang-Chi is not as well received. I mean, I like the actor. I like Simu Liu. Sorry if I'm messing it up, man. I'm really sorry. I really like him in Kim's Convenience. I really think he's a charming character, but as a superhero, oh my god, Trucks. He's just not my guy, man. He is just not my guy. And the story also really didn't do anything to me. So, with that in mind, even with a super impressive outing, like everything you'd want in a figure, man, he has it. That is how impressive he is. But yeah, the downside, the major downside is that it's just not a popular movie. And looking at him here, there are a lot of people commenting about his pecs being like, you know, with the nature of the uniform and suit is that his boobs are popping out, man. But I beg to disagree. I mean, it only looks bad in certain angles, but in most angles, man, it's not as bad as like the pictures would suggest. So the ultimate martial arts figure for me is the DX Bruce Lee. I mean, as far as Hot Toys made. So let's see if we can like make him come up with some interesting basic martial arts poses. Okay, so here's a basic fighting stance, a low guard fighting stance. He's not as sexy, forgive me for the term, as Bruce Lee, man, but he pulls it off, man. He pulls it off. Not as sexy, but you know, he can pull it off. Not as interesting or badass as Ryu, the iconic Studios Ryu. I know that character has some weird proportions, but you know, it's just sort of not the thing. It's just, I don't know, man. It just does not lend itself to that within my first pose. So I'm not getting that feeling of, oh my god, I can pose this character all day. So one of the hardest things to do in a Hot Toys is making him kick and look good doing that. Let's do that, man. Let's make him look good doing a side kick or something. Okay, so here's him going through the kick, and I can say the kick is looking good, man. He's one of the figures that can actually come up with this kicking pose a bit more realistic. So that is impressive. So let's make him do a full kick. And here we are. While he can't do a real full kick, I have to say that this pose is looking very, very good, man. This kick is actually very, very good. I mean, of course, there's limitations to the figure and I'm cheating it a bit. But this kind of kick, man, is very hard to do in a Hot Toys figure, man. And check it out. Doesn't that look good or what? So just for that pose alone, this pose alone, this is already like a flex, man. This kind of pose is a flex. A lot of figures cannot do this pose, but this figure nails it. So big +1 to that. Imagine with all the fire effects and stuff, it's gonna look amazing. So this is a pose that I came up with that it did take a while because I got into some problems with this figure. I'm making another video of it, but I just locked myself with the joints here from doing those kicking poses. But here's another nice pose where the accessory, where I'm attaching the accessory piece. This one though is more of a companion piece for that Wenwu figure, because it took me a while to figure that these magnets were supposed to stick with that Wenwu figure. So it's not a blasting effect or something, but I'll try to come up with something of this, because I just thought of something to do with this that I haven't seen anywhere. So okay, let's go on to another pose. Okay, so this pose is what I came up with Shang-Chi just sort of messing around, like playing with his rings like a toy or something, showing off. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. The hands that he comes up with, you know, he's like playing it like some those spring toy, man. So I really like this pose. It's him like chilling, just kneeling back, showing us his athleticism, you know, messing with the rings. So it's just your imagination. This figure lends itself to a lot of imagination because, hey, as I said, it's a martial arts figure, and it just comes up with a lot of potential. Okay, so let's do a final pose with this things before we wrap it up. So here's my final pose for the figure. Putting in as much accessories as I could, sticking in anything I can find. As I said, again, the weakness of it is the eyes, man. He's just sort of spaced out or something. So if you're gonna do this, okay, it's like he's checking out the rings, you know, trying to catch them as they spin. So this pose suggests motion, like the rings are going in a circular path while he's wielding his staff, you know, doing like little circles and stuff. Very acrobatic, very martial arts based, very fantasy martial arts based, I mean. So I like this pose, man. So I might go with this in my final pose, except I'm a bit disturbed with how the eyes look, you know. Okay, that would be better, like he's checking out his rings, you know. It's like, you know, they're coming back, you know, his sort of surprise. So final thoughts on the figure. At first I was a bit taken aback that I did not like the head sculpt so much. I also did not like Simu Liu playing Shang-Chi, because as I said, Shang-Chi has always been Bruce Lee for me, man. That is how I saw him in the early days of the comics. But with what Marvel's doing, trying to give Shang-Chi more of a different identity that's not a Bruce Lee clone, I wish he would keep sort of aspects of Bruce Lee's personality, man. But, you know, other than that, that was the only thing that took me back, man. Other than that, I really enjoyed the figure. It is a lot of fun. I cannot stop posing it. I have so many things in my mind on how to pose him, man. I'm not even sure what he's gonna look like after I'm done with him, because it unlocks a lot of creative potential. This figure just unlocks a lot of creative potential. And for that, having said that, considering how much this costs and its potential for the MCU to actually be a good character, to actually be a badass character, to actually be the character who would teach Peter Parker martial arts and not just rely on his spider sense and powers, I'm excited for the potential of this character. And if it does happen, if Marvel actually gets their stuff together and makes a good Marvel story, makes a good Shang-Chi story, I mean, this character would just be so awesome. And I wouldn't be surprised if this would end up being very expensive. But of course, that is just pure speculation on my part. For all I know, it's just gonna die out of popularity because Simu Liu, with his, stuff that's going on with him, with the cancel culture and all, with his stance on China, I don't know. We don't know what his future or the MCU's future is. Other than that, just reviewing it for the figure, for as it stands right now, this figure is freaking awesome, and for the price that it commands right now, if you like martial arts, if you like thinking of poses like this, if you grew up in Hong Kong movies, man, this is a must-get figure. As for me, of course, it checks all the boxes. So even though I won't know where to display him, he's always gonna have a spot right beside my man here, Bruce Lee. Having said that, I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. Have a nice day, everyone.